What size ADU can you build in the state of Virginia? The answer is between 550 square feet and 1,200 square feet. While I am printing these house plans, I thought I would answer this one important question because it really depends on where you live and what county. If you want to know the specifics and all the integral regulations, go check out aduvirginia.com, where I built that site, which is directly attached to all of the counties in the state of Virginia and all the regulations. You can get everything from size, maximum limitations, special circumstances, and height requirements. And I'm going to walk through them right now. Let's start the farthest north. Once you leave DC, which is Arlington, Virginia, you can have the size of 550 and 650 square feet. It really depends on the two different zones that you live in Arlington, and how big your primary resident home is and what the footprint is. So for example, if your main home is 1,500 square feet and you live in Arlington, you may only be able to make your accessory dwelling unit 30%, maximum 30% of your footprint. So you may have 3 levels, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500. You may have a 4,500 square foot home, but the footprint is what they determine the 30% of. And so then we move down to Fairfax County. I don't want to skip Alexandria City. Alexandria City is another one where there are limitations on a percentage of your footprint. And really no ADU exceeds 1,200 square feet. So it's between 550 and 1,200. Fairfax County is also up to 800 square feet, detached or attached. It depends. It also goes by the percentage of your main home and acreage. So if you live in Fairfax County and, for example, you have less than 2 acres, you can only do an attached ADU up to 800 square feet. But if you live in Fairfax and have more than 2 acres, you can have 800 square feet detached. In Loudoun County, it's very similar. They are very restrictive right now, which in July of 2027, they will not be able to tell you no, that you cannot have an ADU anymore. They will be required by the state of Virginia to allow accessory dwelling units unless you live in a historic city or your house is considered historic. Then of course the Architectural Review Board has the right to say no to literally anything if it doesn't look aesthetically appropriate to your area. That's Fairfax, then Loudoun County, and then we get into Prince William County. They are sticklers. They need to be squashed. They will not allow anyone to build any detached accessory dwelling unit at all right now. So only attached, and they are also up to 800 square feet. And then we go to Fauquier County, has 800 square foot. Pretty much any parcel can have an up to 800 square foot, as long as, and this is a whole nother question, you have enough well, septic, or public water sewer. And if you have more than 5 acres in Fauquier County, you can have up to 1,200 square feet. If you live in Stafford, Spotsylvania, Fredericksburg, you can have up to 800 square feet, as long as you can have up to 800 square feet, but they have some limitations where you cannot rent it out. You have to be living in the primary residence, and you can only have it for family or help, like someone that either a medical help or someone that is a groundskeeper or, anyone. So family, friend, or help. You cannot just rent it to make income, whereas a lot of other counties, you can rent it to make income. So some other maximums and size requirements of accessory dwelling units include you can have a maximum of 2 bedrooms. That is a statewide law. You cannot have more than 2 bedrooms, and you cannot have more than 3 occupants in an accessory dwelling unit. So it could be a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, or 2-bedroom, 2-bath, but you cannot exceed 2 bedrooms and you cannot exceed 3 people. What else can I tell you? There's a maximum height requirement of all accessory dwelling units pretty much fall into the category of you cannot exceed 25 feet high. So stick with the 1 level is your most ideal. If you do 2 levels, like I said, maximum height 25 feet. Let me know what you think. If you have any additional questions on size requirements, drop a comment where you live, what city, and I will tell you those exact requirements.